Computer love, computer love.
Would you consider marriage hard or just challenging?
When it's God connected, it's not going to be hard. I would say it'd be more challenging because you still have to learn each other. I think some people may have a different answer. I have to always still put everything in perspective when it comes to when you're talking about us, because I always go back to our foundation, how everything started and how God connected us. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be challenges, but it's not going to be struggle. You know, it's going to be everything that we are able to handle because God was the one put it together. God was the one that handpicked us. He knows what's in you, what you can handle and what you can't handle. Also, he know your growth spurt. He knows when you're going to grow in the marriage, and also he allowed things to happen so you can grow. That's the purpose of him putting you together. Even though God is perfect, he knows that us as people, we're not perfect. Everything he does in order, but he also is a perfect God in everything that he does. Just like he knew that Adam and Eve was going to commit sin. He spoke over them and he said, hey, listen, I want you guys to be fruitful and multiply. But God knew that there's no way that they can be intimate unless they commit the sin, and the sin caused them to have sexual desires for each other, which is the natural thing of what happens when people start to procreate. When God does things, when it comes to a connection, he has everything in mind on what both individuals are going to need in order to grow. So that comes with trials, that comes with some tribulation in your marriage, that comes with storms. But in the process of all of that, he knows what both of you can handle, which he will not allow you nor your spouse to fail at your growth. Are y'all going to make mistakes as you grow? Of course you are. Are y'all going to have some disagreements? Of course you are. Are y'all going to have some miscommunications, misunderstanding? Of course you are. That's a part of the whole process. But the beautiful part about all of that, what makes your connection in your marriage solid is that you both recognize and you both know and you both understand. Listen to what I just said. You both recognize, you both know, and you both understand that you both were put together by God. Once that has been established by both of you, and you know it without a shadow of a doubt, both of you in agreement with that, y'all know this because you know how the establishment started, there's nothing that can separate you. There's nothing that can cause you, both of you, to say, you know what, we're going to go and get a divorce. You know what, we're not going to want to do this anymore. It's that main glue that keeps you together when you both, even when y'all get tired of each other, or y'all sick of each other to a certain degree, or y'all may get upset with each other. Y'all be like, I don't want, he make me sick, or she make me sick. I'm sick of this crap. But even you saying all of that, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You ain't gonna do nothing about it as far as, trying to separate yourself from that person. Because you both of you have a responsibility. You both of you know you're called. Both of you know you are on the assignment. Both of you know that you have to be an example. Both of you know that you have to self-examine yourself. Both of you know that it cannot be about you. Both of you know that it can't be a selfish act. It's got to be unselfish. Both of you know that you're going to have to re-examine yourself. So, with us, I have to always go to that part about the establishment and how it was established. How was it, the foundation was built. And therefore, every time when you are able to remind yourself and go back and look on that thing, you're like, okay, this is a part of the process. This is a part of the growth. This is a part of what you go through in a marriage. And some people may not even put it that way, the way I put it, because I have to put it in the spiritual aspect first. Because to be honest with you, the way our relationship started was in the spiritual aspect. It wasn't a fleshly thing because we didn't know it. We knew each other, but we didn't hang out with each other. We didn't talk on the phone, or we didn't, we didn't go on no date or nothing like that. I didn't, call her just to be calling her, and we just talked for a long period of time. And, then as time went on, the course of time went on, then we start having feelings for each other. No, connection was straight up spiritual, starting off, period. So go ahead, man.
Did everything he said.
So I hope that answers your question. So remember, it's the way it starts is what gives it the foundation of what it always going to be. So if the foundation is started on lust, sex, nothing but lust, sex, and that's it, that's what that marriage is going to be built on. You can't change it unless God supernaturally comes in the middle of that marriage and he handpicks you, because he can do that. He can pick you after you did the decision in the flesh, or he can pick you if you didn't do a decision in the flesh and he was the one that orchestrated it. It doesn't matter. God is balanced. He don't care how it was started, but if God come and handpicks that marriage and approaches both the husband and the wife and say, you both have started this marriage based on your lust of your flesh, therefore I am going to consecrate both of you right now. I'm going to cleanse both of your mindset to where your foundation is going to be more spiritual than it is flesh. That's the only way that it'll work. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah.
What are some of the challenges that we had to overcome in our marriage? I would say communication. And that's still an ongoing
it is.
Challenge, but I think we have gotten better over the years. I feel like we have learned how to, instead of trying to just be understood, we're trying to understand. Instead of just arguing or having a disagreement.
Trying to make her understand what I'm saying.
Instead of us just, getting in an argument or disagreement and walk away mad, it seems like now naturally we stay talking, trying to articulate what we mean and what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can say things and it can come out wrong, or you say things and although you said it, that's not what you really meant.
Yes.
So giving the other person a chance to talk it out, talk it through, so that you can get an understanding. A lot of relationships, they try to be understood, which you want to be understood, but at the same time, because you're in a place of being upset, flesh, emotional, it kind of cloud your ability to listen and understand what they want you to see it from their perspective. It took us a while to get there, 15 years. I think recently we started doing that, maybe a year ago? Well, recently we just found ourselves talking it out. Not walking away mad, but just staying in it, even if it's uncomfortable. Because that's me. I'm ready to bounce.
Say bounce? What you mean?
Walk away from the situation.
Okay. Yeah, don't say that bounce without clarifying, because they think you trying to leave.
No. Like, get out the situation, go in my room, or just ignore it. But if we just stay in it long enough, although it's uncomfortable, we can now get an understanding of what I'm saying, what he's saying. And I'm telling you, it seems like 99.9% of the time, we're saying the same thing. It may be differently, but we're saying the same thing, or we're bringing up different perspectives that the other person probably didn't think of. So I think communication was one thing to a lot of people. It's a challenge because everyone, they talk differently. They have their own language. They have their own way of, explaining something. So that was one thing that I think we used to battle a lot with. But now I think it has gotten better over the years.
Now I know one problem that I had with myself, and I know, and I didn't realize, but she used to say it all the time, and I used to be like, no, I'm just saying. You'd be like, yeah. Is that when she says something, if she don't say it in the way that I feel that she should say it so I could understand it, I would get upset because I didn't say it the way she wanted me to say it.
No, I didn't say it the way you wanted me to say it.
Yes, that's what I said. I mean, she didn't say it the way that I want her to say it so I can understand it. So I have this little thing where sometimes, I have my mind made up to understand what somebody's telling me, pre-recorded of what I feel that the way they should say it in order for me to say, okay, I understand. Which is, I know y'all, it's wrong. It's wrong. I don't know what you call that, but you trying to get me to understand something that you did. So I'm trying to understand, okay, telling me something that you did, only way I'm going to understand it is that you tell me how the way you did it so I can understand what you did and why you did what you did. So I had to learn that, okay, if she telling me she feeling a certain way, I can't get mad because she feel a certain way. I used to didn't like that. I used to say, like, what you mean you feeling a certain way? Okay, what you mean? What did I do? Well, you said this. How? Just because you felt that way, I mean, just because I said it this way, you mean to tell me saying it that way makes you feel that way? So you're like, yeah, I mean, yes, because how the way you say, but it is a way that you say something
It's
that
not
can
what you say,
provoke
it's how you say it.
somebody to feel a certain way. It ain't the fact that you making them feel a certain way. It's the fact what you say, they can take it that way, and rightfully so, because if you said it that way, that's what the way they're hearing it. They're hearing it the way that you're saying it. So if I say it in a way that way it was very insensitive, and I wasn't really being, sensitive about what I'm saying, and saying it in a more, calm way, versus a way of me saying, well, you ain't got no really business feeling that way anyway, but I'm not sensitive to that, then therefore she's going to take it that, okay, he's not being sensitive on how I'm feeling about what it is I'm saying. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I still had to learn that okay, she has a right to feel the way she wants to feel, okay? And the only thing I would always say is, if I'm offending you on something, then you have every right to say, hey, you offended me on this. Because of that, then I have the responsibility to say, you know what, you feeling this way because I said what I said, rightfully so, point taken, okay, I apologize for that. You're right, you have every right to feel that way because I can flip it. I didn't used to do that at first, but now I start flipping me in her situation. So, okay, if she came to you that way, how would you feel? And I'll be like, oh yeah, well, I guess you're right then. Yeah, you're right, I will feel that way. So then that's when I start kind of looking at things differently when it came to that. So